How is it going, people? Welcome to the stream, and today it is a mad one. It is an angry one. It is a very pissed off one, to say the least. Because let's be real, Edu Gaspar has totally fumbled the bag. He has arguably screwed us over with more potential signings that were dependent potentially on ourselves, because it cannot be just a coincidence that Arsenal are not signing players and looks like they need to sell and do everything. So it's all up in the air. Nobody really knows what is going on, and nobody has no idea, to be honest, what is really going on. But first things first, hope everyone's having a great day. New week, new chances, new opportunities and everything. Hope everyone's had a great day. Or is having a great day depending where you're watching from. Hope everyone's doing great. And hopefully nobody is too distraught by the news that broke down today with Marseille, with Nketiah and everything. So, yeah, I am a bit lost for words how incompetent we are doing certain businesses, how Edu has operated in this transfer market, how we are trying to sign a 20 million player for a month, how we are dragging out a deal for Calafiori for a month and a half, and then how we fumble a bag, we reject a bid. Then they say they are willing to sell, but at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. And again, 27 million euros for Edu Nketiah at the end of the day got rejected, so that Arsenal can only, after a week or week and a half later, see the fact that nobody cares. Screw off and keep Edu Nketiah. And now this is leading to the fact that there's 2.5 weeks left in the market, in the transfer window being open. Can you name me one club who in these 2.5 weeks is going to look at Arsenal, is going to look at Edu Nketiah, is going to look at £100,000 a week and think, yeah, that's a problem I would like to have at my club? Will there be one? Can you give me a realistic target? Will there be one club who does that and who sees that? Because at the moment, I see nada. I genuinely see nada. And we're going to deep dive into that in a second. We're going to talk about potential links. Arsenal obviously dropped a new kit today. Kind of coincidence that whenever something bad happens, Arsenal drop a new kit, someone signs a new contract and stuff like that. There might be some coloration to that, but that is obviously just a conspiracy theory. But yeah, before we get into transfers, hope you're doing great. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell, get live interactive in the chat. We are 1 subscriber away from 200 subscribers, a goal which I never thought I would achieve in a way, because my goal was 100 subscribers before the Premier League kicks off. And now we are on the verge of 200 subscribers. Now, yeah, this club is a disgrace. Pretty much, it genuinely feels that way. The way Edu has done this, how Arsenal have operated with Edu Nketiah, it is actually mad. Because, let's be real, to be honest, let's not drag this too long. Let's get into transfers. We're going to speak about Edu Nketiah right then. And we kick things off with the first news that broke during the day is the fact that Arsenal dropped the third kit. Now let me know what you think down in the chat. Your thoughts on the new kit, the third kit. Do you think it's looking good? Do you think it's looking nice? You like it? You're gonna buy it? Or it's just something different? Because it has... I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. Obviously, I'm a bigger fan of the dark black and gold ones and black in general. The goalkeeper kit, the Arsenal black one, is actually really nice. And I must say, Manchester United today dropped their third kit as well, and their goalkeeper kit that is full out black with white font and everything actually looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna give them props for that. But yeah, let me know what you think about the new kit. But again, the question remains, is this a coincidence or is this pre-planned already? By the club, by everyone, the fact that every single time we have some bad news, someone gets injured, we lose a massive game, we are not that doing well in the transfer market, or in general we lose a deal, something good happens for Arsenal. They drop a kit, we sign a new contract on someone, or something like that. It's PR or is just like a conspiracy theory on my end. Let me know what you think about that down in the chat below. Big up Henry in the chat. I'm very really disappointed with the Eddie deal. 27 million pounds academy graduate rejected. Well, it was 23 million euros allegedly, which is 23 million pounds in the first place. That was the last bid Arsenal rejected. They wanted 30 million euros. So basically Arsenal, just like with Calafiori, they haggled over 2-3 million. No, it was over 5 million. In this instance, Arsenal have haggled over 3 million. And now what is gonna happen? Edin Nketiah, bigger chance than not, is gonna stay at Arsenal. Because I don't see a club in Premier League, because most likely if we sell, we would sell him to Premier League, who's gonna come in the last 2.5 weeks in the transfer market and think, we are short in striker department. Who we can drop on 25 to 30 million? I know. Let's go for Edin Nketiah. He has done nothing at Arsenal. Maybe he will do something for us. Do you really see someone doing that? Genuinely, do you see someone doing that? Plus 100 grand a week. Because Edin Nketiah had agreed personal terms on wages as well at Marseille. He wanted to go to Marseille. Only thing that was stopping him was the price. And at the end of the day, it was Edu who rejected the bid. Pissed off the team on a very high level, in this terms Marseille, and now we are stuck with him. We're gonna talk about him in a second as well. I could or couldn't, because could care less means you could actually care less. I assume it's mean couldn't. I couldn't care less about the kids. We need to win trophies, not PR and merch. Exactly, and that is the thing. That is the thing that some people maybe don't put the dots together or something like that. Because every single time something bad happens, Arsenal go on a losing streak, Arsenal lost on a massive game, Arsenal missed out on a signing or something like this. So Arsenal maybe sell a big player or one of the favorites and everything. Instantly, Arsenal drop a kit, one of their guys sign a new contract extension, or Arsenal get a dog or something like that. Instantly something to replace the pain with something, fluffy, lovey-dovey, give over. This job is about winning trophies, genuinely. Anyways, Arsenal made a sale today. Brooke Norton-Cuffy has left Arsenal to join Genoa. It was reported early in the morning, and during the day it got picked up more and more pace. At first it was 2 million euros fixed price plus add-ons, and in the end he got sold to Genoa for 2 million fixed fee plus 2 million add-ons. So basically Arsenal sold him for 2.5 million. So we were basically 500,000 short to signing Edin Nketiah, basically, something like that, selling. 5-year contract, and there are a lot of interest from different teams in the different leagues, in the top 5 leagues. Arsenal have included sell-on clause as well in the deal. Medical will be in 48 hours. Good luck with him, good luck to him. It looks like Arteta doesn't rate him at the current stage that Arsenal are at, and our right back position being stuffed to the max pretty much. Couldn't see him getting any game time whatsoever. Anyways, before we get into Nketiah, news broke today that Arsenal are plotting a shock move to sign Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman on season-long loan. It's been reported from Germany for Bayern Munich that Kingsley Coman is maybe potentially going out on loan, and Bayern Munich are willing to let him go on a loan with obligation to buy or with option to buy in general. So there's no necessity to actually buy him potentially. Sources say that Coman's keen on making the move this summer, but would seek assurances over his playing time. And this is instantly where Arsenal more or less falls out of the talk about signing Kingsley Coman. Because Kingsley Coman plays left wing / right wing. There is no chance in hell he is getting into the right wing spot over Bukayo Saka, which already means that Bukayo Saka is gonna play every single game unless he is injured, and Kingsley Coman won't have guaranteed minutes. And by the way, I'm talking here from Arteta perspective. I'm not talking from as a fan perspective. On the left side, you could argue there is a place. Because let's not forget, the time when we had Martinelli, Arsenal tried to sign Mudryk. And it was more or less pre-evident that there was a big possibility that Mudryk would have been the starter over Martinelli. We dodged that bullet in a way, but it is what it is. Now, on the left side, I can see him starting, but what does that mean for Martinelli? And what does that mean for Trossard? That also raises more questions than answers again. The thing is, he's very injury prone, Kingsley Coman, and everything, so that is a big issue, but he can score goals, he's quick, he's technical, he would do well at Arsenal. His preference, obviously, by the looks of things, is actually Premier League, so that would be very interesting. The thing is, if I was an Arsenal fan looking at this, I would say, yes, go get him. Backup for Saka, left wing, Technically can play center forward, but let's not get too over this. But overall, yes, he would slot into our team very, very nicely. Now, if I look at from Arteta's perspective and as a Kingsley Coman perspective himself, there is no chance in hell there is guaranteed playtime for him at Arsenal. Because there is no chance Saka is getting benched. Unless he gets injured, he's gonna play. Because by the looks of things, Arteta's philosophy with Bukayo Saka is, as long as you breathe, you are going to play. He's like one of the ones I like to call the undroppables at Arsenal. Saka is one of those. On the left side, you could have arguments for him to start over Martinelli and Trossard. The thing is though, what was the point in re-signing Gabriel Martinelli on a bigger contract to extend his contract to such extent if you're gonna just loan in a random guy from Bayern Munich? Now, when I say random guy, I just mean a random guy as in general, because Kingsley Coman has won more or less almost everything you can win as a player. So there's no argument about his quality, that he's a good player. The thing is, the injuries have really slowed down his career. The question is, would you be for or against for him coming to Arsenal? Kingsley, yeah, he is injury prone and he has about 200 wages as well. That's the thing. Those two things, unless, for example, Bayern Munich and Arsenal agree maybe to cover the wages 50-50, for example, because not always the team that gets the player on loan needs to pay the full wages. Sometimes the teams, for example, discuss this and agree on a 60-40 policy, 30-70 policy, sometimes 50-50 policy. If Arsenal can agree on that with Bayern Munich, that wouldn't be the worst case. 100 grand a week from Arsenal, 100 grand a week from Bayern Munich, we're good to go. Now the thing is, he's injury prone, he's coming to more physical league, although he wants to come to Premier League according to rumors. The thing is, he wants some guaranteed minutes. And if you're coming to Arsenal, no chance in hell you're getting them unless you bench Trossard and Martinelli big time. That is the big worry for me. And actually, we could look at this. There are some, let's see, how much actually, according to proper reports, more or less, that is semi-accurate, how much Kingsley Coman makes at Bayern Munich. Big up the coffee gang, by the way. Kingsley Coman at Bayern Munich makes 327k gross. That is not net, that is gross. So you need to take that into account. Apply the taxes, he's on about 230 grand a week. If you translate it into pounds, okay, it would be about 200, almost exactly 200 grand a week. That is one hell of an amount to pay for a player that comes on loan. Unless Arsenal can strike like a 50-50 policy for him when they take him on loan, I don't see this deal going through whatsoever. Now, what else? I'm hoping a Premier League team like Bournemouth would come for it since Solanke has been sold to Spurs for 65M. Exactly. That is my one of my only hopes. A team that sells their striker comes and tries to maybe get Edu Nketiah, and maybe, for example, Bournemouth have sold Solanke for 65 million. Maybe they split the amount, let's just say 30 and 30 million, right? And then sign Nketiah and another striker, so they just have cover, maybe. And sadly, no deals on the table for Ramsdale and Nelson, and that is the big case. Only deal for Ramsdale I have heard and read about is loan moves. And those are also very quiet and very, very far-stretched rumors, like loan to Southampton and everything. But Southampton allegedly are not willing to pay 120 grand a week to him. And again, unless Arsenal can agree maybe 50-50 policy, there's no chance of that happening as well. But let's look at this overall. Forget the wages and everything. Wages, guaranteed playtime, that he wants some assurances and everything. Would you take Kingsley Coman at Arsenal? Would you take him at Arsenal? Let me know that down in the chat. Because if it was like, let's just say Arsenal split the wages and he can sit on the bench, come on as a sub, maybe start games here or there, maybe he plays on the left wing, I would take him. That is the case. The injuries is a massive issue, I'm not gonna lie, but overall, there is no shadow of a doubt that you cannot deny his quality. Look, he has won pretty much everything you can win in his life. Now let's look at his injury history. Let's just look how good or bad is that injury history, and it's not looking good. Genuinely, it is not looking good. Last season he missed, and I kid you not, 21 games. So he missed more than half a season with injuries. Season before that, he missed only 8 games, which is not bad. Let's be real, that is not bad. Only 8 games. 21-22 season, again, he missed nearly 20 games. Every single season, he misses more or less certain amount of games. And that is a big worry. The question is how many games he would miss if he would come to Arsenal. Because he would come to more competitive league, and he would come to more physical league. And knowing how his knees and everything have had massive problems over the years, and he has said even himself that if he gets one more massive knee injury when he needs a surgery, he's gonna retire. I'm not sure that would be the smartest move. Although if he can avoid that, I wouldn't be against that at all. That remains to be questioned, that remains to be seen what's gonna happen with him in that regard. In other news for Arsenal, Bukayo Saka has been nominated to PFA Young Player of the Year award. For me, it's between Bukayo Saka and Cole Palmer most likely. Not sure who's gonna win it. Based on the season, it's either Cole Palmer or Bukayo Saka. Palmer had better season per stats. Saka would be just on the merit that Arsenal have finished higher in the league. Otherwise, I don't see any other player being a proper contender there. Genuinely. Maybe Kobbie Mainoo, given how he rolls from nothing into something, plus he won the FA Cup last season. You could put an argument in for that, plus and everything. But who knows? Who knows who's gonna win it? For me, it's between Palmer and Saka. Maybe Mainoo could be the dark horse, the third option. And this is the deal. This is the deal that really caught me off guard yesterday. And bear with me here as I go through it. Just let me land as I'm talking about this. Obviously the Odomorion deal more or less fell through for Atletico Madrid to Chelsea. So Atletico Madrid are trying to get João Felix involved. João Felix wants the move himself in this instance, right? And now here is the thing. If João Felix signs for Chelsea, there's a big chance that Raheem Sterling's future at the club would be in doubt. Now, if we look at Raheem Sterling, right? He is 29 years old, and he hasn't had the most prolific seasons at Chelsea. Let's be real. Let's be real, because overall, let's see, his value is about 35 million only at the moment. His value has dropped massively since the days he just joined Chelsea. Now, if we look at the Chelsea stats, how he has done at Chelsea, it's nothing spectacular in general, if you ask me. It would be nice if this page loaded though. It's nothing spectacular if you ask me. Obviously for City, it's a different story. With City, he won titles and everything. When he moved to Chelsea, it was a whole different thing happening there. But for me, the biggest thing about this is, I'm gonna get to it into a second. I'm just waffling because I'm waiting for this damn page to load. Genuinely, I'm just waiting for the page to load. And that is it. I need the page to load so I can talk about this. Here we go. At Chelsea. 2 seasons at Chelsea. In one season, he has, in 28 games, 6 goals, 3 assists. In the last season, in 31 games, 8 goals, 4 assists. So 12 games, he starts, he comes off the bench, depending on what you want. Obviously, at City, first two seasons weren't great. Then after that, 3 spectacular seasons, if you ask me. 29, 26, and 21 points. And then the penultimate season, he had 17. And in the last season at City, he had 18. So that is actually not too bad of stats. The thing is about this, though, my mind instantly went to this on such level while I was at work. And bear with me here. If João Felix signs for Chelsea, Raheem Sterling's future at the club would be in doubt. The player could leave before the end of the transfer window. That is reported by Matt Law. That is a massive rumor from Daily Telegraph. Obviously, Daily Telegraph you have to take with some pinch of salt, but it is what it is. And this is how my mind instantly went. João Felix signs, Sterling instantly is on out of Chelsea, which means there's a chance he might leave. Arsenal are in a need of a winger. Next one. Arteta has worked with Sterling over many years. Next one. Then we move on to the fact that there were many rumors that Arteta has worked specifically with Sane and Sterling one-on-one to improve them and make them who they were, to become those goal-scoring and assisting seasons they had. And on top of all of that, since Arteta knows Sterling, that would be a proper Arteta signing, hoping to save his career. Plus, it in a way would fit the narrative that Arsenal allegedly are going in this transfer window, with the fact to sign more experienced players who are winners and who can elevate the team in general, not just from the starting 11 but from the bench as well. And that instantly my mind jumped to that. I'm not saying I want Sterling at Arsenal, but if Sterling signed for Arsenal, if this scenario would come to life, right? No, I'm not gonna lie, it wouldn't surprise me in this instance. Only thing is, I think Sterling is on massive amounts of money at Chelsea. I think that is the only case here. Now, if I could only find Chelsea, of course. Ooh, Premier League. Chelsea. Oh, I pressed Brighton by accident. Chelsea. And let's see how big money is they on. Sterling is on 325 grand gross. Gross, again, that's about 250, 260 grand a week. And this is another player, if Arsenal signed, they would have to put him on massive wages, which I'm all against for. But, in a way, this genuinely, in a way, stinks of an Arteta signing. Because yesterday we saw as well the fact that some Arsenal fans, some ITKs and stuff like that were linking us to Mudryk. That also was the case. Come on, man. If Arsenal sign any of those two players as a backup, starters, whatever you want them to be, we can kiss our season goodbye. It's even at this stage, when we have signed only Calafiori, Merino hasn't come in, we haven't signed a striker, a winger backup or anything. This is already stinking off a top 4 Bal more than actually a tile Bal. But if we sign one of those Mudryks and Sterling, to be honest, wouldn't be the worst addition. The fact is, if he would want to sit on the bench, and if we wouldn't have to pay him about 250 grand a week like we do for Havertz, that wouldn't be the worst. Exactly. For me, the thing is, experience for me doesn't mean finished. For me, Sterling, in a way, wouldn't be the worst signing if this scenario that I discussed would come to life. But this as well would be, in a way, a panic signing. Although, some of those ones are linked with, to Sane, Coman. Exactly, we already talked about. But the thing is, Sterling is Premier League proven. Yes, since going to Chelsea, he hasn't had the best of the seasons. But at the same time, if he comes to Arsenal, he wouldn't have a guaranteed starting spot. Which, if he's cool with that, I would be cool with that as well. The biggest issue with the fact that is, we would sign another Chelsea reject, quote-unquote Chelsea reject, and on top of that City reject, which again, is not the greatest thing. However, as a backup, there's no shadow of a doubt he's better than Reece Nelson. Let's be real, let's get that out of the way instantly, and let's not even take and discuss over this. However, 325 grand a week gross. Okay, 325 grand a week. That's what he's getting at Chelsea, allegedly. For Arsenal to take such money on would be more detrimental than actually not signing him. That is the big case for me. Because if he comes to Arsenal, he would have to willing to sit on about 170 to 180 grand a week. And that is mostly because it's Premier League tax, English, international at some point, Premier League proven, and he has won titles at Chelsea. Only because of that. But, I'm not gonna lie, if push comes to shove, I would take him at Arsenal. But only on the right wages. Because Sterling still has gas in him. He's 29. It's not like he's actually ruined or dead or anything. Yes, at times he's wasteful. Yes, he runs like a T-Rex and everything. But he's not that bad of a player to maybe we should be able to turn up noses on. Especially in this situation. Because at the moment, I don't see a winger we have been linked with that elevates our team. Adingra, that is the only winger at the moment I have seen we have been linked with. link with him from Brighton. And he's 22, pace and everything, but needs to grow. But at this time, it all remains to be seen. This is such a weird waffle I'm going on about. But this was the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. You need players with hunger, exactly. Like, you cannot say Sterling wouldn't have hunger, but he would. Adingra, the thing about Adingra is, he wouldn't mind being a backup for Bukayo Saka. No shadow of a doubt about that. Let's be real. He would come to Arsenal already realizing that he wouldn't be the main guy. That would be the big case. The wages would be nice. The question is how much we would be paying for him. That is a big question for me. Because we would sign for Brighton. Obviously, Brighton, we have good relations in a way. We signed Ben White for him. That turned out great. We signed Trossard. Let's be real. That has turned out actually also very great. So signing Adingra in that instance also wouldn't be the worst solution in this instance, especially as a backup. He's young. He has still room to grow, and he still has experience to get and grow. The thing, he's about 25 million pounds based on Transfermarkt. We would sign him about 35, I would assume so. One season in Premier League only, and under Arteta maybe he could grow. He's in a way is a different type of player. He would actually be that right winger that we are missing, because in a way we have a speedster on the left side, which is Martinelli. Although after all these injuries, in pre-season at least, it looks like he has lost some pace. It looks that way. It might be the fitness issue, it might be everything like that, but we'll have to wait and see during the season. But yeah, Adingra, the fact is, he's 22. We haven't had an Ivorian winger since Pepe, and then before that Gervinho, to be honest. He would be one of those ones. And I generally believe that Adingra would have the hunger to push Pepe. I agree with push Saka, 100%. He's young, he has some technical ability, he needs to work on that, definitely. But he has pace, and that is something, in a way, sometimes I feel we don't have enough in the attack. Genuinely. Because one way we could actually, when we go to Etihad at times, especially when we sub off a winger, or we need an extra outlet in attack, that would be Adingra in a way. I can see that, because, as I said, we don't have enough pace in attack, in my opinion. I'm not saying Saka is slow, Martinelli is slow, but our number 9 definitely is slow, let's be real. But having Adingra who is faster than both of them, at least Saka definitely in my opinion, one ball over the top when they're pressing the high line and Adingra runs in behind, definitely would do some damage. They definitely would back off, because they suffered that last season on certain occasions during the game 2-3 times, and they didn't press as much. You could see that they were afraid getting caught out on a counter. So definitely I believe that signing Adingra in this instance wouldn't also be the worst solution. The thing is, how much would he cost? Because at the moment we cannot even sign a £20 million worth Merino over the line. So how long would this deal take? Because there's 2.5 weeks in the market. Based on how we are moving in the market, we actually have no money, given how we are moving at the moment, but God knows if it's true or not. But yeah, it is a weird one. Let me know in the chat, by the way, would you take Adingra at Arsenal? Because for me, I would take him as a backup for Bukayo Saka for that right side. Yes, he's not high-profile player. Yes, he's not extra exciting. But in my opinion, he is at least the same level, if not already a tiny bit better than Reece Nelson. In my opinion. That's just me. There are certain instances that Adingra excels over Reece Nelson, but there are some instances where Reece Nelson excels over Adingra. Obviously, Adingra is 2.5 years younger than Reece Nelson, so see, he definitely has some room to grow. But he would be around, I would assume, 35 to 40 million pounds, most likely. His contract runs out in 2 years. Very interesting. They just signed Dewsbury from Arsenal as well, the free one. That is the big thing. They just signed Dewsbury, didn't they? And he is actually doing quite well for them. In the preseason, at least. We'll see how he does in the season. So that definitely is the case that could actually work. The question is, would Arsenal pull the trigger on him? That is the big thing for me. Even though, yes, it's cool that we are linked with him. But given the fact how we're struggling with Merino, even though our Edu has promised us to be patient and by the end of the window, you will be excited. The question is, who he is going to sign to get us excited? Because for me personally, to get me excited, we would need at least 2 more signings after Merino, and one of them has to be a striker, and one of them has to be a winger, or one of them has to be a forward, one of them has to be an extra midfielder, in my opinion. So I'm not sure he can deliver on that promise. That is also the big freaking case. Freaking mosquitoes, man. That is the big case. But it was weird instantly for me that I saw this outlet, and my mind, like, I don't know what mode it went into, but it just snapped. João Felix to Chelsea, Sterling on outsides. Sterling would be an Arteta type of signing. Arteta knows Sterling. If he comes to Arsenal, back up Saka, maybe he starts at left wing and everything. How my mind went to that instantly, I don't know if it's PTSD or something like that from previous years or something, but it genuinely just jumped to that. It was wild today at work. Omorodion as well fell through with Chelsea, and apparently this an unnamed Premier League club has shown interest over the night. I really doubt it's Arsenal, but who knows? There are rumors that it's Brentford. Might be Brentford, by the way. Genuinely might be Brentford, but who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Anyways, it's time to talk about the big one. It's time to talk about the big one. This dropped, it happened very quickly, genuinely. Olympique Marseille comes back very strong in the Ali Wahi case. Remember Wahi, Arsenal wanted to sign him last summer. They didn't, obviously. Position are getting closer to RC Lens, and it wasn't long. It took about 1 hour till from Wahi to this. Olympique Marseille are closing in on Ayawahi with RC Lens. Agree very close Olympique Marseille on final details. They didn't want to match 30 million euro package for Nketiah. Green light from the player and 25 million fee plus add-ons offered to Lens, according to reports, and that deal pretty much instantly went through. More or less pretty much instantly. It also didn't take long that this came out from Fabrizio. Olympique Marseille have also informed Arsenal that the Nketiah deal can be considered 100% collapsed. A big round of applause to Edu Gaspar for turning down 27 million euro package for Eddie Nketiah a week and a half ago. Big round of applause, which now means that Eddie is gonna stay at Arsenal till the end of the next season, most likely. The only hope is that teams like maybe Everton, Brentford, Bournemouth, maybe some random also lower end side like Crystal Palace if they need one, come in for Eddie Nketiah. But the thing is, I doubt they would pay that much. Although, given that it's Premier League tax, English, homegrown and everything, it might kind of carry some value there. The thing is, in 2.5 weeks of that are left in this transfer market, do you realistically see any club coming in for Eddie Nketiah? Realistically. I'm not talking about hypothetically, what if Bournemouth because they sold Solanke, what if Brentford if they sold Tony and stuff like that. But realistically, is there a team that is gonna come in and try and sign him? Is there a team? Do you think, in the chat, is there a team? Gehi is not done. Yilmaz has gone quiet. I don't know what's gonna happen at Yeti at Newcastle at the moment. It's all up in the air. Incompetent is the only word that comes to mind when describing our science tactics. To be honest, it's incompetent, it's pathetic at the moment, and we have made ourselves even a bigger laughing stock in eyes of almost every single club in the world. Not to mention rest of the footballing world, and I'm talking about fans here. Because it didn't take too long for every single rival fan to start mocking us. It happened pretty much instantly. Arsenal turned down 27 million, and that was it. And that was, they tried to push the narrative and they fell flat on their ass. Sometimes you just need to cut your losses. Let's be real. And with Edu Nketiah, you had to do that. If you wanted to move forward, you had to cut your losses. But Edu didn't want to do that. He wanted to show that he's the bigger man, and he got done over. He got basically left at the altar in that instance. He was ready to marry the deal and everything, but he comes to the altar and he's about to wait. The music is starting to playing. 27 million is coming down the lane, but yeah, the music stops. He goes back into the room where the bride is getting dressed, and he sees a note. I'm done with you. Goodbye. Have a nice life. And that is it. The end of the story of Edu trying to sell the marriage and everything with Edu Nketiah to Olympique Marseille. But it is what it is. I guess we just move on. We take another loss, not even in the Premier League season, under the chin. We prepare to see Edu Nketiah, most likely, to get subbed on at Bernabeu to try and win us the game against Real Madrid, or at least get a draw. Because imagine the scenes, Arsenal, 2-1 down at Bernabeu, 5-10 minutes to go, and the only player Arsenal can sub on is Edu Nketiah up top to try and score the winning goal. And as I say, the crowd goes mild instantly. That is a scene I never want to see. Genuinely. I never want to see a scene like that. Because we all saw it last year when he came... I'm very sorry. When he came on as a super sub against Bayern Munich. That went well. Every single time when Eddie has come on to maybe get us the win, hasn't happened. He scores at home. He cannot score away. I was watching some videos where they were talking about Edu Nketiah's deal falling flat, right? There were some people who were trying to justify the price for Edu Nketiah, 30 million or more, with the fact that he scored a hat-trick against washed Sheffield United team last season. How blind and delusional you have to be to try and justify Eddie being 30 to 35 million for scoring a hat-trick against Sheffield United. How blind you have to be. Genuinely. It's insane. I'm lost for words over this. Because I genuinely, realistically, if I look at this, I only see Edu Nketiah leaving if there's a team who doesn't have a striker in the last week on the window and they are hella desperate to sign a striker. That is the only way. That is the only way. Because besides that, Edu Nketiah most likely is staying at Arsenal for another year, which means next season, if we try to sell him, we will get even less. Not to mention the fact, yesterday in the friendly against Lyon, well, friendly, Emirates Cup, whatever, he didn't play. Why he didn't play? Same thing as Emil Smith-Rowe. He didn't play because... Why? Because most likely he's moving to Marseille. Emil Smith-Rowe didn't play because he was going to Fulham. Now he didn't play, and it looks like Arteta has made amends with him selling. Now Arteta looks like a prick, basically. Because you cannot play him, because you have basically said, you're not playing today, you're moving away, don't give a crap, goodbye, you're sitting on the bench today. Now if he stays, you actually are forced to basically swallow your pride and play him. And we all know how good Arteta is at swallowing his pride, because we have seen it with Vlahovic, with other Bruno Guimaraes, other transfers who have said yes to Arsenal or have done them all in the transfer window, and we have been linked with them once again, and Arteta has never even looked at them ever again. That is gonna go very well in the transfer market. Most of this fan base on social media don't want to win trophies, just basically, genuinely, yeah. The biggest fact about this is, on social media, most of the fan base is genuinely teenagers or early 20s guys. Basically, they weren't born when we won the last Premier League title 20 years ago. They barely were alive. Basically. And that's why they don't know what winning means. They don't know what it means to stink out 1-0 win every single game to get a title under George Graham and stuff like that. They don't know what it takes when you actually go head on with Sir Alex Ferguson and their Manchester United squad. They here now know just happy vibes. Oh, nice try guys, we try again next week. Our journey comes to an end. Tough loss at the Allianz Arena. Our Champions League journey comes to an end. Genuinely, they know only happy vibes because the PR has made everything seem happy, positive, less painful and everything. But in those days, like 20 years ago, legitimately, every single loss stung like you've been stabbed with a knife, basically. It didn't matter you were playing against Blackburn, Bolton Wanderers, Birmingham City, of course games against, for example, Spurs, when they were shit then and they're still shit now, but Spurs, United hurt more in general, but still losses to the other teams hurt more than they hurt now. Because the PR has made the pain of these losses mean way less. They have kind of drilled it into minds to these TikTok brains who watch TikToks only for 20 seconds and cannot watch a video longer than 2 minutes and stuff like that. The fact that everything's fine. You lose here, you lose there. It's only a game. Why you have to be mad? And everything. It's actually insane. And the fact is, they watch these YouTube videos who people are saying, oh, it's good. We will sign Merino. It's a good deal. Yes, getting 35 million for Edu Nketiah is actually smart and everything. The fact that he's staying at the club, oh well, better luck next time and everything. They have no standards basically because they never seen our club actually win something properly. Yes, we have won FA Cups afterwards and everything. That's one thing. But they've never seen us win Premier League and anything. I've in my lifetime have seen Arsenal win Premier League realistically seen once, because at the time when he won it, the first time when I was alive, I actually didn't have a TV at my home. I haven't seen Arsenal win Champions League. Obviously, none of Arsenal fans have seen us win Champions League. But I remember the 2006 Champions League final. That went well. Remember the days. Remember the game against Barcelona in the Champions League when Van Persie randomly got a red card and that ruined the game? And everything. When we actually should have won that game, let's be real. Was it Van Persie who got the red card? Yeah, it was. I'm getting off the topic here. I'm generally getting off the topic here. I'm genuinely getting off the... Yeah, it was. Yeah, Van Persie. I just had to check, sorry. But yeah, it's genuinely mad. It is genuinely mad how this fan base is acting at the moment. They acting like everything's fine. It's all good. It's all fine. Exactly. Many cup runs have been fantastic. 94 cup winners run was fantastic. We never won the big one. Exactly. Many cup runs have been fantastic. The loss in the finals, to be honest, in FA Cups at times that were painful. Those were the painful ones when Arsenal lost. Was it Birmingham City or Wigan Athletic or something like that? One of those games that really hurt. One of those losses for Arsenal genuinely really hurt. Where is it? 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 We won against Hull. We lost one of those that really pissed me off. Genuinely really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. There was a final where Arsenal lost and it was really pissed me off. I don't know if it was the FA Cup or was it the Carling Cup or something like that, where Arsenal lost and it really hurt. It genuinely hurt. Yeah, Birmingham. Yeah, it was Birmingham in 2011. But that was something else. Genuinely, that was something else. Oh, I don't even want to think about those days. But you see, those days, man, those days. Oh yeah, Dios mío. I don't want to get into the fan base, because fan base thinks everything's fine. They genuinely think everything's fine. Arsenal won against Bayer Leverkusen 4-1. They won against Lyon 2-0. We have 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in pre-season, right? And I've seen the Arsenal fans. Oh my goodness gracious. We are back. Set piece FC is gonna win it all. Arsenal are gonna win the league. Arsenal are the best, scintillating, dangerous, they're scary and everything. And I'm just looking at this and thinking, oh my goodness gracious, get a grip. We have done nothing to bridge the gap this summer and anything. It's actually wild. I was watching that around my friend's house. Still remember it was yeah. For me, one of the biggest games for Arsenal, not the biggest as in size and importance, but one of the biggest games for Arsenal that is gonna be forever imprinted in my mind is the 7-5 game against Reading when we were 4-0 down. Oh my god, that game, that was something else. That genuinely was something else. With young Emi Martinez in goal and everything. That was one of those wild ones. Maroon Shamach scoring and Walcott and everything. That was one of those games. Well, you had to be there, basically. You had to watch it live or in the stadium or whatever. And when half of the Arsenal fans left the ground when it was 4-0 in the first half, in the first 35 or 40 minutes and everything, it was genuinely mad. That game was one of those games that genuinely is imprinted in my mind, I think, forever. Genuinely forever, to a certain extent. It's actually mad. But yeah. It's good. Arsenal, according to... If Arsenal's team was as good as Arsenal's PR are and the attitude on the YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and everything from all these top gooners and everything, Arsenal would have won the league for the last 3 years. They would have won Champions League about 4-6 times, and we would have signed Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Benzema, Kante, and everyone, basically, if it worked like that. But it doesn't. It genuinely doesn't. Everything's not fine at Arsenal. Yet people still want to act like it is. It's not. It's genuinely not. And I genuinely don't believe we're gonna win the league this season. I genuinely, at the moment, based on what we have signed, I know it's 2.5 weeks in the transfer window still to go. I don't believe still that we're gonna win the league. To be honest, I don't see us winning even FA Cup or Carabao Cup this season, based on how we are moving at the moment. But only time will tell. Only time will tell. Being an Arsenal fan during that 9-year trophy drought was hard, especially if you were the secondary school. No. Oh, I did. Yeah. The fact... It's hard. When your team is losing and all you are surrounded by is only fans of the winning teams, it's genuinely hell on earth. It's hell on earth. It's pain. It's hard to describe. You basically have to go through it and just hope that at some point it will end. It genuinely, at some point, the pain will stop. Spurs used to banter us about not winning trophies. Yeah. They still haven't won a trophy. They have won the OD Cup and the whatever the cup they won. I don't know what they else have won. That's all they have. You've seen the video where Harry Kane refuses to take the trophy from the preseason at the Spurs stadium because the Spurs fans would generally crucify him because of that and celebrating. That was the mad one. He's telling, I think it wasn't Eric Dyer who he said that to, or someone. He said, no, I'm not taking it. No. Kane's he is. I remember when they said there was a power shift in North London. Yeah, everything. There was such a power shift in North London. We took from them Sol Campbell, and Sol Campbell instantly won the league with us. And that is the power shift you need in Premier League and in North London. And to be honest, at that time, just think about it. Early 2000s, Arsenal signed bargain deals. Okay, cool, we signed Thierry Henry and all that stuff. But we went to arguably our, location-wise, let's just say, our main rivals, low-key, under the radar, in the silence, and took arguably one of their best players, if not the best player, to come to play for us. Now Arsenal never does that, genuinely. And I'm not talking about, at this instance, about Spurs. We never go to teams like Crystal Palace and try and sign Eze, who is ex-Arsenal, by the way, Olise, or Gehi, or we go to Brentford. Obviously, I'm talking about Ivan Toney here. We are not going Uh, we did. There, genuinely, Brighton. At certain instances, remember the days when we were talking about signing Cantwell from Norwich and stuff like that? Aarons from Norwich. Remember? We never go to the lower end sides and don't take their best players. Never. Genuinely never. And at the same time, sometimes signing some of those players is much, much better than signing some of these morons we signed from outside the Premier League. Because from outside the Premier League, you have too many variables, generally too many variables that can go wrong. In Premier League, you know what they're all about, they're Premier League proven, you know what they can do, and you know how you can improve the team with them. Outside the Premier League, when you sign, you need to think now of everything. How he would adjust the league. Is there a language barrier? Will he adjust to the climate? Will he do good in the team? Is he strong enough? Is he technically good enough? Will he kind of get on with the teammates and everything? Will he get adjusted to the pace of the league? Because many times, biggest reason why players fail is not the fact that they legitimately are just not maybe technically good or they don't have the footballing IQ at times. They just cannot get their brain adjusted to the speed how Premier League plays. Because basically it is much faster than most of the leagues, and it's much faster than the international level. And that is the reason why many players who come to Premier League, though awfully bad, then they go to Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, wherever, and they all of a sudden they look like a world beater. And that is the case. Big up Rebecca. Ferguson used to cherry pick from the other clubs. Exactly! Most of the teams cherry pick. Now, obviously, at this time, maybe in this day and age, the cherry picking is happening at the academy level more, because you sometimes see a player coming up and you see where the hell did he come from, but he gets signed maybe at age 14, 15 from like Fulham Academy or Blackpool Academy to like Manchester United and everything. But overall, Ferguson was insane at that, signing all those players like Rio Ferdinand and everything. Like, let's be real. Arsenal never does that. They have never done it pretty much, and they still don't do it to this day. Because for Arsenal to sign some key players, it wouldn't genuinely hurt them just to go to some of the teams like sign Olise, 45 million euros. What was stopping you to sign Olise? What is stopping you to sign Olise, for example? Nothing. They just didn't want to pay the money in the end of the day. They decided to sign the Calafiori instead. Exactly. Ferdinand, Jan Carrick. Liverpool signed Robertson from Hull City. From Championship. Straight up into Liverpool's team pretty much, and bang. He wins Premier League, wins Champions League. Arguably at the time, one of the best left backs in the league. Like, Arsenal never does that. Never. And that is really what's also bothering me. We never buy in our own market. We just try and pick from outside. At the time, Arsenal, obviously under Wenger, we signed quite a bit of Frenchmen because Wenger and everything. He had good knowing there and good scouting there, and he was actually very good. At the time, we had very good young scouts and everything. At the moment, Arsenal have none of that. Generally, they have nada. It's actually mad if you think about it. How many players other teams have signed from lower leagues, from lower levels, or even from the lower end teams in the same league? It's actually mad. Exactly, we don't move like other serious clubs. We just wing it, basically. Because half the time it feels like Arsenal wing it. And if it doesn't go through, it's just, oh well, but we tried. Randomly. Because how many times did we try to sign Douglas Luiz? 3, 4 times? I'm still waiting to sign Benzema from the days ago. Still waiting to sign Jan Villa, by the way, who just signed for Mbappe's Caen club. Still waiting to sign Jose Mawar. I'm still waiting. Where is he? Oh well, but we tried. Every single year the same shit happens over and over and over again. It's basically same shit, just different toilet, as they say. That's why I laugh when these fans are saying, oh yeah, we are not getting bullied anymore over Nketiah. They think that Nketiah is the hill to die on. No serious club has Nketiah and on 100. Exactly! And that's the thing. Marseille and Nketiah had agreed on personal terms, on wages. They had agreed that he's gonna take a pay cut and everything. Everything was done. They came in with 27 million offer. Only thing that Edu had to do was to accept it. And he didn't. And now we look like idiots. And thank you for that. Genuinely. Basically, yeah, would've, could've, should've FC. Basically, we are Inquiry FC, What If FC, uh, what is Interested FC, link with every single player in goddamn world, every single damn window FC, and basically based on how we are doing in the last few seasons, it's almost there but not enough FC. Just like under Brendan Rodgers, just did Liverpool, just like under Pochettino did Spurs and everyone. I'm not gonna say that we are. I already are seeing certain people say that we are only spicier Spurs. I'm not saying that, but there are some indications of that. I'm not gonna lie. There are some indications. Because we don't take the cup seriously, we just bin them all across the pitch. We are there but not there and everything. It's kind of mad. I'm not saying that, but there are some inklings of that. Let's just get that instantly in. Marseille and are must be the only people. Robert is De Zerbi must be the only people in this planet high drunk enough to buy it. That's the thing. They were smoking that good thing, that good stuff. They were on the Kool-Aid. The G Fuel snorted about 2 banks of G Fuel instantly, and they said, "Yeah, let's go get Eddie. Yep, Eddie, we need to get Eddie." And Edu just goes, "Nope, no, thank you. No, thank you. Eddie is good asset to the team. We want 3 million more. 3 million euros. We want more, please." And that was it. Arsenal's Edu said no, and that was it. Goodbye. They signed Wahi for the 30 million. Mind you, Wahi in a way already is better than Wahi is already in a way better than Nketiah. He is 4 years younger than Eddie Nketiah, by the way. And Wahi in Ligan, just for sake of it, in Ligan in 112 games has 41 goals and 12 assists, which is not that bad actually. Not that bad. For Montpellier, 19 plus 6, 10 plus 2. Last season for Lens, 9 plus 3, which is not great, but 12 points, he's still young. On top of that, in Champions League, 6 games, 2 goals and assists. He's doing great. He is doing great. Do you think there are guarantees that Eddie Nketiah is gonna replicate what Balogun did for Reims? I don't think so. I genuinely don't think so. Yeah, I'm working on that. Thank you, Yevgeny. I am working on that. I am working on that. I know that I have some issues when I speak and when I try to express myself. I do certain things and I say certain things like on a loop. I'm working on that. I know that, and thank you for pointing it out. I'm working on that. These idiots pay him 5 million quid per year in wages, and they are on about 3. Exactly. They pay him more a year than they're willing to accept. Like, it's mad. It is mad. It is mad. I'm honestly raging right now. I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because arguably this was Arsenal's last chance to sell Eddie Nketiah, because he's gonna stay here 1 more year. His contract is gonna dry up. He's not gonna get played, let's be real. So that means at the end of the next season he will have about 10 to 15 games. He will have scored maybe 2 or 3 goals. And next summer, if we manage to sell him, because he will still be on the 100 grand a week, we will sell him for 11 million. And then we will sell him for 2.5 times less than we could have sold him this summer. Than we got offered actually this summer. Not just could have sold him, got offered this summer. So it's not great. It's bad. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. It's shambolic. And Edu should be sacked just because of this deal. He just should go. There's interest from Nottingham Forest. Send him to Nottingham Forest. Don't care. Get someone else. It's actually wild. It's actually very, very wild. Anything we can talk about? Anything new while I'm still here? For about 5-10 minutes. Mikel Arteta must sign cut price 15 million euro winner as perfect Saka competition. What? Cut price 15 million euro Saka competition. Who is that? Chiesa. Oh god, no, thank you. I don't want Chiesa at Arsenal. I'm saying that now. I don't want Chiesa at Arsenal. Rival 30 million transfer sees Arsenal deal collapse despite Star reaching agreement. Yeah, we know Edu fluffed the Nketiah deal. Scottish youngster turns down Celtic and Rangers for Arsenal. That is on youth level, under 16s. Arsenal lacks special forward to beat Manchester City as Carragher predicts top 6 after 10. Arsenal lacks special forward to beat Man City. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Everyone knows that, except Mikel Arteta and Edu. But we shared the goal around, guys. We shared the goals around, guys. Martinelli scored goals. Saka scored goals. Odegaard scored goals. Havertz scored goals. Declan Rice scored goals. Set piece FC to Declan Rice cross the ball. And Saliba scored goals. And Gabriel scored goals. Maybe Kivior can score goals. Yeah, we shared the goals around. We don't need a striker, guys. And that's it. That's the striker talk done, and we are not signing a striker at the end of the day. Arsenal to... What the hell? Arsenal are making 140 million. This is mad. Arsenal to cash in as 140 million pound off-pitch deal agreed. What is this? Arsenal's attend Champions League last season buoyed the fan base. Oh, yikes. Spicy. Forget spicy. We are Stoke City. To be honest, we cannot say we are spicy Stoke City. We are too nice to be compared to Stoke City, given how they used to play the Brexit type of football. We are not even close to Stoke City. I still remember how Shawcross nearly ended Darren Ramsdale's career. Don't even want to think about it. But yeah, we are not even that. We are too damn nice as a team. Broadcast income accounted for 193 million revenue in the last year. Yo, Arsenal got that from broadcast revenues. Where's the goddamn money? Where are the players? Arsenal should move for an unplayable 15 million Chelsea star. He can leave it. Here we go. Here is gonna be either Mudryk or Sterling, as we talked about today. Yep, it's Raheem Sterling. I told you that my mind at work jumped from this, that if Chelsea signed Joe Felix, Sterling might become available. It looks like Arteta signing. Arteta knows Sterling, and Sterling might come to Arsenal, right? For about 40 to 50 million. I told you that's where my mind jumped. And it didn't take long for news articles to come out with this article as well. It didn't take too long. Like, if I had my own blog to write Arsenal news, might actually work as a charm. Genuinely might actually work as a charm. We need more. Yeah. Yep. Same story when we sell Balogun. We had negotiated with Inter. They want him for 35 million. We sell him to Monaco with bonuses. But he's no, basically. The thing is, for Balogun, we actually got some money. He was in good goal scoring form. He was young and everything. We got the deal done. Eddie has done F all at Arsenal, basically. And we won the same money. Plus, Balogun is 3 years younger than Eddie Nketiah, if not even 4 years younger. Only thing why Eddie Nketiah can beat with that money is because he used to being, at some point, England international. That's it. Because if we sell to Marseille, English tax doesn't apply, homegrown tax doesn't apply, Prem tax doesn't apply. So, take what you get. Don't get upset, basically. That's what should have been done. Chelsea City reject one player, and of course, yeah. I think that's why my mind instantly jumped to it. We have signed so many Chelsea or City rejects. It's actually wild. If you think about it, it's about what, 10 of them? Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Might be 10 of them. It actually might be around 10 of them we have signed over the Arsenal's time. On top of my head, I have at least 6, 7. There might be around 10, if not more. It's actually wild. It is actually nuts. Nuts. Arsenal told exactly which... Yeah, it's cool that it has been told to Arsenal to sign Gyökeres or Osimhen. We are not signing any of them, though, are we? Arsenal star nominated. Saka has been nominated to PFA Young Player. Arsenal open to late offers for Tomiyasu? What the hell is this? According to Football Transfers, Steve K, whoever that might have been, Arsenal are open to offers to defender Takehiro Tomiyasu. The Gunners could consider selling this Fanero in final weeks of the transfer window if suitable offer is received. Clubs in Saudi Arabia have shown interest, and during negotiations for the club, there was a talk of Tomiyasu possibly returning to Bologna. The club Arsenal bought him for in 2021. The Serie A side were tempted to bring Tomiyasu back as a replacement for the Gunners' new recruit. However, due to owing a large chunk of money from the Calafiori sale to Basel, a deal wasn't feasible. A potential stumbling club for the Suitors, Tomiyasu is facing fresh injury setback, which will keep him out for... Yeah, Tomiyasu is out for the month again. So basically, what this means... Arsenal couldn't sign Nketiah. We don't have money, allegedly. I think we have money, just maybe Josh and Stan don't sanction that to Edu because they want to see actually Edu do his goddamn job for once. And sell players, get ROI on their investment. And then Arsenal are starting to open up players they could think they can live without. And they generally think... I'm very sorry, Evgeny. I'm very, very sorry. That we might go for this with. Of course, Nketiah was there. It's Nelson Ramsdale. But there's Tomiyasu. There is Kivior. On certain level, there's something has to give at some point. Something has to give at some point for Arsenal to sign. It's the same story when dogs sniff and eat. Basically, yes. It's that. It's exactly that. Exactly. And the biggest part about this is there could be an argument be made that for Arsenal to sign a big player, Arsenal need to sell one of their big players. The most expendable big player. One of the most expendable big players. And the sad part is, only of those players, the big players that are expendable, in Arsenal's team overall, I see only Martinelli. Because Trossard is a backup, he can play as a starter, let's be real. Arteta has tried to replace Martinelli 2 times, trying to sign Mudryk and the other winger, I forgot his name now. Because if we sign Nico Williams, there's no chance Martinelli is starting. So, in my opinion, Martinelli is the most expendable of our big players. And if they force their hand for Arsenal to sign, they actually might need to sell one of their big players. The thing is, there's no chance Arsenal will do that. That is just my conspiracy theory. If Arsenal don't get money at some point, either next summer or some summer after that, if Edu is still here, if Arteta is still here, they cannot get it over the line and everything. Either Edu gets sacked or Arsenal will have to sell one of their big players. They need to sell one of their big players. And Martinelli at this stage, in this Arsenal model, how we play, how we do things, is the most expendable one. I know it's a very cruel conspiracy theory that I'm throwing it out there, but I genuinely believe there is some truth to it. Because Arteta has already tried to replace him 2 times. 2 times. With Mudryk and with someone else, I forgot his name. And let's be real, if we sign, for example, Nico Williams, there's no chance in hell that Martinelli starts in front of Nico Williams. I don't see it. I see Nico Williams being a starter. And that means that some of them has to go. And in that instance, yes, you said last year that we may sell Martinelli. I visualize him going to Barca. Yes, that might be the case. Especially if Barcelona cannot get Nico Williams' deal over the line next summer. At some point, they might turn their attention to Martinelli. It might happen. It actually might happen. But anyways, guys, I think on that note, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you guys so much for chilling. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed the stream, you enjoyed the chat. If you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Gonna be back tomorrow. Of course, hopefully Arsenal have signed someone by then. Maybe Merino will be announced. Who God bloody knows. Maybe Arsenal will finally put in a bid for Merino because the bid for Merino still hasn't been put in. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I'm very sorry. Take care, stay safe, have a great evening. Enjoy football if you're watching any of the friendlies, if there are any. Have a nice evening. And yeah, see you all tomorrow. You have been fantastic and great. Take care.